People are trying to get a sneak preview of this episode. Oh, God damn it.
Waterways waiting on war whistles, and here we are, sounding board. Alright, so obviously the challenge today is a little bit different.
So the theme for this episode is water. And what's better like water? A Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Oh, because it's basically water.
So inside
Delicious
this
water.
is some Pabst. We are going to randomly pull some of these. The first one who gets soaked and gets a wet head product placement loses the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
Which he keeps winning. So, let's talk about the beer first.
So,
We're drinking a normal beer.
yeah. River North, this is in, I do believe, Denver, Colorado. It's called the white beer, but it's a wit beer. We're talking mostly malt, a little bit of hops. This should be pretty aromatic.
It's crisp.
It should be
complete.
crisp.
The complex.
God, that's so fucking good. It's one of my favorite beers up in Colorado.
That's a good beer. It's got a light taste to it.
It reminds me of a lot of like white and like white IPAs. You have a lot of floral scents, usually coriander, like usually citrus.
It's
really,
like a
really nice
meadow.
Yeah,
Like
it's like spring summer beer.
Spring, summer.
Really
It makes
nice.
me feel happy. The loser who gets wet first has to shotgun a Pabst to make it even worse.
It's really not that bad.
It really is.
I'm getting a little dripped right now.
Hey, it's
Maybe a
not-
little
He's
leakage.
blaming that he's
Little
leaking.
PBR
He is
leakage.
so nervous that he is sweating balls.
Or Pabst.
Yeah, Pabst Balls Ribbon.
So let's go ahead and kick this off and take it to the. You know what?
Cult of the New?
No,
No,
no.
why not?
Because you know why? These games are all so close together. These are just
About a year.
These are about 3 good games. We don't have to classify them. But first, we're gonna do our spinner.
Ooh. So we spin these. Whatever it is, we gotta do. Who's gonna get wet? Oh, I gotta pull one. Okay. I'm gonna pull.
You gotta pull one.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
So gingerly.
Okay.
we are gingers.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll do one at the beginning and end of every
We're gonna
segment.
spin it too, Warren.
Oh yeah.
So the first game we're going to talk about, Cameron was going to say the name of it because I will mispronounce it.
Burano?
Burano? Burano. Underrated.
Super underrated. It is a Feld, not Feld.
It is a love letter to Feld. And I write them daily, and I know what they look like.
You know, in the music industry, we call things that kind of emulate other designs like worship. So I would definitely call this a Feld worship design because
Sure.
it is very much a point salad, bunch of paths to victory, worker placement, very classic-y,
It
Euro-y
is the
Feld
Amy
design.
Schumer of board games, where she just
That
takes
is
a little
terrible.
bits from each place and makes it her own. It's beautiful.
This game is nothing like Amy Schumer. I'm just kidding. No. One thing that I do kind of have a little beef about this game is that they do have like a males do this, females do that, and culturally I understand, like in ancient history,
but it is a man thing fishing and a female thing doing silk.
But literally, if I put my chip that is like a female on one side, male on one side, if I put my male over here, it still does the thing. If I do my female over here, it still does the thing.
It added nothing.
It adds nothing. If that kind of stuff bothers you, I don't know if it'll bother you enough, but I just kind of was like, that seems weird.
So you're building up this beautiful city. It is gorgeous to look at.
It really good graphic
It's
design.
3D design, big chunky blocks.
Mhm.
It does get a little tough at times to get stuff in certain places.
Well, because it's just it gets very dense on the board.
It also reminds me of a game called The Builders, where the more actions you do, you pay more for it. So the money on it's very interesting. If you do nothing, you can actually make money. Or do one thing, even make money.
Right.
The more things you do, the more you pay. So money's tight in this game. Money equals more actions.
Right.
And that equals a lot of power in this game.
Right, so if you can really like get your engine moving, you're able to do a lot of stuff. But if you're not, you can still like slow down and start like gaining that kind of like money back to kind of build up and gain momentum. It's definitely not a catch-up mechanic by any means, but it does give you some kind of, I don't know, comfortable way to like build back up.
The game, to play it, is simple. You can either prep a building, prep a block, put out a block, or put out a roof.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not hard, but every time you do one of those, you trigger something else.
Right.
And that's where the meat of the game comes in. If you're fishing, you're trying to get area control. And if you're doing silk, you're trying to dominate different parts of the colors. It's really cool. It's a longer game.
It definitely is. I'd probably say, what, about an hour and a half to 2.5?
2.5.
With learning
And
stuff kind of
it's not the most natural game to learn. There's a lot.
It doesn't have a flow up the engine.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's a little fiddly at times, but the depth on it is really cool. I really enjoy how much is there in that game. The art looks beautiful. Great looking game.
Graphic design, it very much has that thematic, like bright tropical like quality that like you would really expect for this theme of game.
Yeah.
It is very Feldian. It does have all those kind of like Euro
He
like
thought
aspects,
when we played
but
it, he thought it was a Feld game.
I honest to goodness, someone could have lied to me and I would have been super gullible because of the way it works.
And when you describe a game to me and say it's a lot like Feld, I'm good to go. You got me right there. So highly recommend this one. Meaty, a lot meatier than you think it's going to be. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you like Feld style games, this is I would definitely say almost a must buy.
Yeah.
Like if you really like Feld games, this will accent your collection really nicely.
Definitely. All right, let's spin again.
I gotta pull 2.
I gotta put 1. Nothing?
Okay. Only one of them will do it.
So the next game we're going to talk about is Abyss. When Abyss came out, I saw the cover. I instantly didn't even want to play it. Because I'm like,
why?
Because it looks beautiful, which means it's going to be a crappy Euro game.
Because this was 2014, so a lot of people that are like newer to the hobby didn't really know that in about, 2012 to 2015, there's a lot of shift to making like Euros very aesthetically appealing, more than just a lot of brown.
So I didn't want to even get it. Tina wanted it. I finally got in it. We played it. I loved it.
It is I would say one of my favorite intro level like Euro game. Maybe not intro, but maybe like the second game that you show people. This would fit perfect into that.
It's got a great auction mechanic too, where on your turn you're flipping over these cards, but everybody else gets their first shot at it. So you can't even go, well, I want that. You're going to get something else at the end, but people pay you with pearls, which are gorgeous, which are pain in the ass to actually have. They look great.
Yeah.
But the little bowls, they come in a little bowl and everybody just...
A little shell bowl.
Yeah. But
everything in this theme is aesthetically, thematically beautiful.
Cracking.
The board is amazing. All the cards are beautiful. Everything could be, because sometimes the box art is different from like what's in the box, right? We've talked about that a bunch. Everything in this game is beautiful.
Beautiful. So it's more or less set collection, turning those cards in for better lords that do some more stuff on
your lords. Then you can build places,
and you get some more benefits from that. And there's a lot of you fight monsters in it, which is not a very dramatic fight, but it's just another way to get points.
It is a point salad game, just like Burano. Like we really have that point salad. It's not a Feld game.
Nope.
But it does have a lot of those elements.
Yep.
I would say closer to probably Seven Wonders.
Bruno did this.
Bruno Cathala?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
So, amazing art.
There you go.
This one, it's got 5 different box covers, which is really cool.
I don't really know what the availability is now, but I know the game is available. I don't know about specific box
the
covers.
expansion just came out.
No, Kraken was 2015.
Was it really?
It was.
Yeah, we just got it. So,
So there is an expansion that adds.
It's definitely
adds a little
available
bit of depth.
because Michelle bought 3 copies of it. So
That is for sure.
we know it's available. Just take a look at this one. Don't get if you're a Euro player, get past the looks, which is weird to say. That it's nice
It
and
is
pretty,
very backwards.
but it is gorgeous and it is fun. It is thinky. It's got some depth. It's got some hand management. It's got some take that. It's got some military cards that can.
And everything really makes thematic sense for me from beginning to end. It's cohesive. I dare say that this is probably one of the very first games that I ever encountered that I would have called elegant.
Yeah,
Just because aesthetic to theme to game mechanics,
I agree.
everything is nice.
agree.
Nice thread. Nice thread.
Oh,
Oh, Cameron. Yeah, that's
Oh god.
quickly.
pull one and spin again.
Oh, I just gotta spin one. Oh, okay.
Pull one.
And then you gotta spin again.
I know.
Pull one.
No.
Nope. Okay. How many do we have left?
You have 4.
4 each? Okay.
4. So our tweet is from Justin.
Ooh, Justin.
Lois L.
Lois.
Lois
Lucelle?
Lewis L. He actually goes by @JLo,
At J-Lo.
which is actually true.
Oh,
I was recently bicycling.
he does have a big butt.
Do you have any advice for me since you're wearing a helmet? What kind of helmet I can wear? Because I got hit in the face by a swan.
So, if you were smarter, you would have had one of these helmets on.
Yes.
Because these have beer that go to your mouth. And it protects from geese.
Yes.
Scientific fact.
Scientific fact. A lot of people think we make these up.
No.
that really happened.
We
He really did. get
Really
hit
did
by
make
a
that up.
Swan riding a bicycle.
Swan
But
or
they-
goose?
Something.
Swoos?
Something.
Fabio says.
He got hit in the face.
You know what? Fabio got hit in the face. And everyone agrees that even bloodied as hell, pretty handsome.
pretty handsome.
Pretty handsome. So,
So-
Justin,
Yeah.
assume he's still pretty
We'll
handsome.
send you one of these in the mail. All right. So now we're on to our last
do it.
game. Something's going to happen here soon. Oh! Wait. Why am I leaving?
Pull it, Kyle.
No! I win! Anyway, we're going to talk about. You all right there?
Huh?
We're going to talk about.
I'm perfect. I'm covered in Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is my natural habitat.
Unfortunately, he's got that job interview right now.
Oh.
Edinburgh. So it's okay.
Huh? No! Fuck a towel.
Now. The last game we're talking about, this guy, what's his name? Somebody from the audience. From the audience. Kenneth
Kenneth!
Steffenfeld.
Stefan Feld.
I'm not saying he's the greatest of all time, but he's the greatest of all time.
He's the GOAT.
He's the
King of the mountain.
GOAT. Aquasphere, underrated. Came out 2014. Plays 2 to 4 players like every Steffenfeld game ever.
I think that this one actually got like really overshadowed
Yeah.
because of the stuff he made like before and then
And he
after.
themed it. I think the theming
it's so themed.
I think it threw off people. It looks gorgeous, like beautiful. It's a programming game, so you're actually programming some moves ahead, going into your little cube under the ocean to do some research and fight some octopus. I don't know if you actually fight the octopus or collect the octopus, but
You contain them.
You contain
them.
They're the rats from all those other games. They give you negative points. But it's very cool where you're buying all these special things. You're moving around the board. Time is a resource in this.
I will say that is really the distinguishing feature
Yes.
between this game and a bunch of other Stefan Feld games is because time is like a commodity in and of itself. People can really be pacing themselves on different ways.
Yes.
But again, like with most Stefan Feld games, the end was super tight. Even though people were going all over the place, doing different things.
And it
Tight
has a
game.
cool little mechanic where there's like a tech tree almost, where you're moving up it, and those are the different things you can do, and they change every round. So if I really need to fight some octopus, but I really need to come over here and get some more time, if they're on separate sides, I may not be able to do both.
Right.
So it's a very cool placement of these tiles and how the game is different every time.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's about what? I think it's 5 to 6 rounds.
6 rounds, I
I
think.
think it's 6 rounds. You're playing it about an hour and a half,
Yeah.
and you can really kind of almost see most of the game ahead of you, like with most stuff on Feld games. However, this was one of those games that, like in our one of our previous episodes about jerky games, Aquasphere almost was one of my jerky games because you can go into other people's spaces and knock them out of spaces, which I felt, even though it's not a major component, it's still pretty aggressive for a Euro.
Yeah, well, because you're robots on the ship. You're not even real. You're programming
you're submarines and robots. Yeah.
And so if somebody goes into the room, your robot gets shoved in the closet.
Right.
And then when there's so many things in the closet, they get sent back, and you got to get them out, which is a pain in the neck. So you lose points because everything's points. Because it is Stefan Feld.
And because of that, like that mechanic really can be the difference between 1 to 5 points, which can be a pretty big spread. So that mechanic in this, even though it's not one of the major components, it really can make or break the game.
Yeah, it's one of my top 5 Felds. I love it. It's
Top 5?
Top 5.
Really?
Yeah, barely.
Okay.
It's 5.
Okay.
But
just in there.
Just in there. But
Just in there.
Probably his most underrated good game.
That I can agree with, because I don't really see a lot of, pizzazz, about like a bunch of his other games. But this one's definitely like a solid one. Really well themed. It's on sale all the time because it's pretty underrated.
Yeah,
$25-30.
TMG, so it's a pretty good price.
$25-30.
Yeah.
Like,
Great game, great components.
Get it if you like Feld.
Looks beautiful for a Feld game. It's beautiful looking.
It has that same very poppy, really, just, a lot of yellow, blues, greens, reds, like really poppy colors.
No browns.
Not a lot of browns. Reminds me of a lot of the color scheme of Oracle of Delphi. I said it right.
We're still talking
So,
about
final thoughts.
final thoughts. Great art.
Great art. Pretty actually decent components. Everything's made of wood. The little octopus meeples are pretty cute. The little submarine things are pretty cute. It's a cute game.
Yeah, and there's some interaction. It's definitely not a solo feeling type game where I'm just doing my own
It is
little
not
thing.
solo.
You're running around the board interacting with other people. Lots of fun. Highly recommend Stefan Feld.
Good Feld game. Get your Felducation on.
All right, so the punishment for this week, we will start getting that ready. He's got a shotgun as one of his favorite drinks. Oh, could you?
Oh, God.
Could you?
You know what? I'm super sorry.
Could you?
Super sorry. Presumptuous.
Yeah, could you?
Presumptuous.
This is
Because Kyle won this challenge. Here's the award.
for the first time.
For the first time in a long
I
time.
win this award. I want to thank everybody out there. I want to thank these little pieces of plastic. How many left? 2? 3?
3. Are you gonna pull?
Oh, that was the one.
Oh, no, you can't do that.
I didn't lose. That was a lot more than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's a lot more. And that was dripping on me the whole time, so I really didn't think it was going to be a lot.
We only have 1 minute left to sell. Or
Okay.
battery.
I'm doing it.
Go.
Okay.
Oh, that's such a hard punishment for him. Like that.
So, shout-outs for this episode. As usual, Jackie Haas for the amazing mugs. Christopher Rose
Dave Ryder.
for the intro music. We have Alisti Designs for our shirts. BGR for our regular meetup and go-to beer board game experience place. We want to give a shout out to our beer cleanup crew. My wonderful dog Brutus, our little puppy. I'm just kidding. He really didn't drink that much beer, but he just loves being in everyone's business and just getting anything that falls on the ground.
That's our first camera meeting.
Pants
I also want to
pinkies
thank
up.
the trophy.
Oh,
It means a lot to me.
oh, Jesus Christ! He's doing a thank you
When
speech.
Cameron lost
Mm-hmm.
and I won,
Uh-huh.
it made me feel good.
Oh,
Yeah, because I
didn't feel
got
bad.
a trophy, which is a reward of doing something better than somebody else. Because here at Sounding Board, we don't give participation trophies. You have to earn it. And my friend, I earned this.
Yeah.
I mean,
You really did. You pulled out the right sticks for the right amount of
if
beer to
everything
pull
that
down.
I've ever won in my life, I don't know if any competition made me feel better. It meant the world to me. So I just want to thank the years of training, pulling sticks out of my head. You think that would not be a good thing? I do it every day.
Every day.
Every day.
Morning, lunch,
Every day.
night.
Pulling stuff out. We just want to thank you guys. This is our 13th episode. We're kind of
Lucky number 13.
excited about that. We got some stuff planned up, and but here's what we want you to do: leave in the comments of this video for our next video of your favorite board games
that is
based,
also in video games.
based on video games, because that's what we're doing next. Our video game episode. We're gonna play some video games while we review video games. It's just gonna be so meta.
It's going to be meta.
So-
If you don't know what that means,
It's meta.
pause. Don't look it up. Wait until this episode. Perfect definition.
So leave us some comments here. What video game board games do you love?
Bam.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.
Cheers.